All right, we're back. So, my roommate's mom is crashing with us this week. The past 2 nights, um, she sleeps right in the room next to me, so I wasn't talking because I was coding at like 11, and I feel like my voice probably carried through the next door. So, I'm getting to coding a little earlier today, which is good. Still, it's 8. I should get it sooner, but um, one thing I noticed last time, we fixed the graveyard, we fixed the jockey going to the graveyard and everything. But what we didn't fix, or what I noticed last time was busted, was that if we fuck if we have let's say 2 eggs, and this is a hard one to test, but let's see if we can. Basically, I'm gonna try to get. Oh crap! Did you see? There was something that spawned. Something that spawned right in the corner here, and it's a bug I've been trying to fix. Oh great. What? 335, no value. Three, 3, 5. It's a scores table of egg count. Really? Double score gets false. Okay. Well, this is getting convoluted because we only put this line in there because we were getting a weird bug where we were getting double score for collecting the egg after it hatched, but that's not the case. One thing I noticed last time was if we have 2 eggs right next to each other, they both hatch into jockeys. If we grab both of those eggs in quick succession, only one score prints at a time instead of being on the 2.5 timer or whatever that amount is. But I also noticed that there was like a score that rendered in the very top right that shouldn't have been there. So I'm gonna collect these 2, and we're gonna look in the top right and see if there's like 1 pixel of a score rendering up there for some reason. It didn't after that. I'm gonna see if I can trigger it from over here, because I think that's how I did it last time. Yeah, look. See that? It just kind of turned on. Oh, again. And I don't know what was triggering it, but I saw it twice, and I don't know what that has to deal with. Okay. State machine 56. That's probably our play state. Yeah, and then in 335. 335. Score table. Egg count. Double score gets false. So I think what's happening is I don't know what's happening. Why would it be detecting a jockey collision up there? Is what I'm confused about. I've got an idea that's gonna be kind of ugly, but it's one of those things where it's like, it's hard to debug this crap because we can't step through and see what's happening. But we might be able to say, I want to see, we're going to be testing our collision with every jockey And to do that, we have to manually put in which index of our vulture table, and which field of our egg, and which jockey instantiation of that. So if we say it would be a boolean player 1 colon collides, I think it's just collides, and because of what was 335? 335. Yeah, it's the scores table egg count, but it's under our player 1 collides with a jockey. And this is nested inside the loop where we're going through every vulture. Right now we have 3 vultures. So I'm gonna say collides with vulture 1 dot egg dot jockey, and then we need another parentheses, and then we just have to manually check each jockey. And this is where I'm like thinking that we should change this. Like instead of, it's almost like instead of having jockey, which is an instantiation inside an egg, which is an instantiation of inside our vultures, I want to say that that's what's kind of messing it up. But I don't know. And we don't need this here. We need 15 and 15. No, we need 5 and 25. And then we need 5, 35. So now we're still getting a weird, let's see, parentheses for print. Okay, so we need a print. We need a parentheses here. Okay. God damn it, man. So we got the same old problem that we get freaking stuck every time. The debugging, since it's a timer to instantiate our rest of our vultures, we have to populate with dummy values so that the interpreter knows that those things are real things, and then that it could print it. And I fucked up. They were all at the same. Print takes in a string, comma, an X, comma, a Y. So Y, what am I missing? X is left and right. Yeah, well, this is so jacked. What is going on? See, look at that. Why would a jockey collide be true on getting killed? That's jacked. Hold on a sec. So 5 and 15, what does that look like? Should be 5 pixels on the X, 15 on the Y. Does not look like 15 down. And if we put in, let's say a 45, it should move it way down. And it is not moving it. .graphics.print. What is going on? To a string. This should be just the string. First argument is that. Let me look at lovegraphics.print real quick. It should not be a problem. Nothing, no shame in Googling stuff, guys. Text XY. Text XY. Optional font. So oh, we need, okay, we do need an extra parameter there, or parentheses there. And no parentheses there. Because this parentheses closes the argument passing into collides. This parentheses encloses the argument passed into string. Okay. So now 45 should be downwards, not from the very top. Okay, it is. Okay, so we're back in business. Silly mistakes, that's okay. So we're going to turn these back on. We're going to say they're all x of 5. Y's increment by 10. So that we get a stack of debugging. And we can see every jockey collide gets true when we die. Not when we kill, but when we die. That's jacked. Let's see if it turns true when we collide with a jockey. It does. Oi, so why is that happening? Let's see. Jockey. Fuck, yeah, why would that be happening? What I'm thinking is, instead of doing the vulture.egg.jockey, I think instead of giving us the instantiation inside a field inside our instantiations, I think we just need to populate our master table just like our vultures table. But we have a table of jockeys corresponding to their index of the vulture. So like vulture 1 and jockey 1 are going to be both index 1 in the tables, so we can reference them. Something's getting messed up in the class within a class within a class, which I guess makes sense. I mean, I can't wrap my head around how this code is working truly at this point, you know? It's too complex for me to know what's going on every second. I'm getting tired already. I can't be getting tired already. I've got problems to fix. Okay, let's see when... It's so weird that it turns true for all of them when I die by anything. Why would collides with a jockey... See, so it must be tethered. You know, it's if it's a what, 335 it was? 335. So this was getting true. We were saying vulture egg collision was true upon any vulture egg collision, which isn't my intended idea. So I'm thinking, because when we got killed, yeah, you would think this line would have fixed it, because I'm saying, hey, if we collide with it, check if that very vulture's very eggs, very jockey was spawned or not. And it starts off as false. Jockey spawned as false. It only turns true upon a hatch animation once the egg is born, and then its dx is 0, and then the timer gets bigger than 0.4, which the real one's going to be, what did we write? What was it, 20 seconds? We have to retime it. I forgot. I think it was 20 seconds. We just did it 4 so that we can test the jockeys without having to wait. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're gonna have to redo this. We're gonna have to redo how all of this is implemented. So right now, if we take a look at our vulture, and we take a look at when we instantiate an egg, if egg spawn is flipped true, we spawn an egg. But right now we're spawning an egg and putting it in a field related to that vulture called .egg. But what we need to do is to populate our egg table, our global egg table, at corresponding index. So we'll need to add a parameter to our egg to accept an index so we can pass in the vulture's index, but we're also crap. Because this, yeah, we'll have to pass in the vulture's index, and at least we already have the parameter index in this vulture. See how we're assigning our parameter into a field called index, so we can say at index x in our egg table, instantiate an egg object, and then swap its graveyard to true, to false. So like the thing is, with all these problems, we've got to basically instantiate every, shoot, I don't know of a better way of doing this. Because my current reasoning is just like how we have to give ourselves explicitly these vultures up here with dummy values so that our functions work. We have to populate all of our jockeys and all of our print square objects as well with dummy values, put them in the graveyard, and then when we instantiate them, it's actually reinstantiating them. We turn graveyard to false, we give them the proper X and Y, and then they won't, or hopefully they'll stop overriding one another. Yeah, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. We gotta do it. But it's such a big thing to bite off. And it's like, momentum is everything in this, because it's like, if we start implementing that and then we forget where we're at, a quarter of the way through it, because we gotta take a break. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to see if there's another thing I can do today so I can still make a commit, and then we'll have a bigger day tomorrow where we really start to refactor all that stuff. My current idea is to get, we want to make sure the indexes are appropriate. Meaning, like, when we pop a vulture 1, it should make an egg 1, and that should make a jockey 1. And by 1, I mean brackets 1, indicating an index in our global table of whatever our objects are. Currently, we've got the global table of vultures right here, but we got to do we've got to do that with egg and with jockey as well. Instead of doing this dot dot, we'll say jockey 1 instead of vultures1.egg.jockey, because this line of code proved that when it collided with one vulture jockey, all of these were true, which should not be the case. So I'm misunderstanding how a class within a class can work within Lua. I'm not exactly sure if there's like a tiny thing I'm doing wrong, or if you just really can't do that. I don't know. I've got an idea. I want to check. Actually, we can do it. We can do it without checking. We're going to try to render, like we did before, our vulture's index right above their heads. So we're going to say let's say we're going to print out index 1. But we're going to print out that right above our vultures at index 1, and the x, same x, but we want a little bit higher y, right? So we can say y minus maybe 5. And then maybe since this is since the vultures x and vultures 1 x and vultures 1 y is going to be being updated, it should follow its head. Nice. Perfect. Oopsie. So let's do a little bit higher. Nice. So the idea is when we pop a vulture 1, oopsie. Well, yeah, the idea is we want to render, by the time we start refactoring our egg objects outside of our vultures table and into our global egg table, we'll be able to say also print 1 at our eggs 1's x right above our head. And then we'll just be able to make sure that each index is getting correctly assigned to each object. And same with the jockey, and probably same with the print score objects as well. It's just, yeah, god damn, it's just so much shit. Okay. If I want a yellow, what color do I need to take out? Some blue and green? Let's take out some blue and green and see if that gives us a yellowish. I just don't want the... It's purely aesthetic, but I just don't want... Oh, it looks pink. Red and green. Let's keep these high and let's go this 180. That's looking more yellow. We take out more. Just say 80. Nice. Yeah, what color is that score? Score, oh look, 30-30. So if we do 30, 30, we'll get that same yellow that our score is. That our double score is, actually. Oh. Not what I expected. It's our double score. Print score objects. Double score. We set color to 77. Nice. This game is sick. Okay. Yeah. Gosh, I want to code more. I'm just freaking like I've been having really good days lately because I've been getting my sleep schedule good. Like I've been waking up at 7 every day, getting a lot of stuff done. But the bad news is with daylight savings and I just get tired around, the sun goes down and I'm like ready for bed. Gosh, yeah. I just can't focus right now. I think I'm gonna call this a day. The whole goal is to program 5 minutes a day, We're not trying to make miracles here. We're just trying to be consistent with trying to learn programming, so. I'm going to leave us a note. I'm going to leave us a note saying, oopsie. Yeah, we got to do all of this. It's not via inert, via graveyard. It's like the shit we gotta do is just so meticulous in detail that I just need a fresh brain for it. But now that we got a game plan. Let's say we are gonna factor out objects from fields within classes into global tables. And this includes eggs, it includes jockeys, it includes print score objects, with an asterisk, includes index parameter. So we have to add that to our classes so that we can pass it through and keep track of it. Then we just have to make sure we keep things in the graveyard initialized firsthand. Yeah, I think we need to move our initializations of our tables out of the place data init and into our wave. Because depending on what wave we're at, decides how many objects we need to get instantiated. But then I need to think this through because a single egg could hatch and then it could turn into another vulture. So yeah, we'll have to. Goddamn, yeah, we still got vulture tiers to worry about. Oh my god. Okay, I think it'll be okay. I think we're gonna do. All we gotta do is worry about this first, so that we can actually stop all of these errors we're getting, and so that we can debug a little easier. Because ideally, I mean, we can even leave all of our debugging on, just like how we have our debugging on for our Vulture 1 right now, but it doesn't print because until the Vulture is spawned with the spawn timer, the Vulture exists in the graveyard. So we're going to have an eggs1.x printing out, but it's going to be in the graveyard, so you're not going to see it, and a jockey and a print score. So it's like, depending on the wave we're in, decides how many indexes of global tables we need to store all our objects for that wave. And then we initialize them all to the graveyard. But we don't do that in the play state. We don't do that here. I think we do it here in the wave state, or, in the update function in the wave, and have a, just like how we have this one wave score populate, we'll probably factor that out. We'll call it table populate. It gets populated based on what wave you're at. So wave 1 has 3, like here. So if wave 1, if it's not populated already, we need to go insert all of those objects at the dummy values to put them in the graveyard. Then we need to say wave 1 table populated true, or just table populated, because we'll just overwrite it on the next waves and stuff. That way, because the thing is, I put it in the init so it doesn't update every frame and keep overriding with the graveyard X and Y, right? So if we move it to the update, we have to have a flag to tell it, hey, don't update it every frame. Don't put it in the graveyard every single frame. Just give it to us in the graveyard and then don't update it. Like, wait until the logic tells you to update it. So that's why we would need a flag just like this, wave score populate. We'll just turn that into global table populate. And then at the end, once we're done with it, global table populate gets true, and then therefore the next frame it would be true, so we would just skip it. So we would get all of every single object in our wave would get populated on that first frame of the update function. Then it'd get flushed to false, or it'd get flushed to true, and then we wouldn't update it again until the logic tells us to. Just like this, like the logic's updating our Vultures 1 table with a Vulture 1 variable, which is an instantiation of our Vulture at the random points. Jesus. I'm proud I've been figuring this out, man. I've got to continue watching the game dev. I only made it to Flappy Bird, so I've watched Pong and then Flappy Bird. I highly recommend that course if you guys are into learning this stuff, because it taught me everything I know. And, as you can tell, like, it taught me enough to try to make this game from scratch. Like, there has been no tutorial on how to do this stuff. I'm just using what I know and using my brain. What I know from CS50. This is awesome. This is so cool. So yeah, that'll doing the indexes like that's going to help us troubleshoot, and then we'll have a debugging, whole bunch of debugging logs on screen so that we can see. Yeah. So yeah, a boring episode, but we made a lot of mental progress, or however you want to call that. We made a game plan, and we know it's a little daunting. I don't have the energy for it tonight, but we've got a game plan. I don't think my git diff is much of anything. Yeah. Jesus, yeah, our git diff is basically nothing. It feels kind of silly to commit this, but I do want to save my changes. I just don't have the energy to make a significant update right now. What we're gonna say, started adding debugging for global table update, because technically that is what we did. Push it to our origin main, call it a day, and tomorrow is going to be more substantial. And then we're going to tackle this. Yeah. Okay. Well, we got a game plan. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And, yeah, we'll get some more stuff done. Thanks for watching.